Alright, and welcome in to the iRacing Sim Series. Race Hub, I know it's a little bad on, whatever the quality is. I'm just gonna put it right there. But basically, we have a lot. We don't really have that much, really. I'm just gonna let you know before we do go ahead and start. I am sick. I have the flu, so it's not gonna be the best of quality of commentating for me. But hopefully we can get a few other people into the kind of VC before we go ahead and you know go on with this IRS Indy 250, which is going to be one of the crown jewels of the iRacing Sim series. So not very ideal for me to be commentating while I'm having the flu and while I am sick, but we will go ahead and the show must go on. Welcome in, Mulletman and I. This is Aya. You guys will be getting your ratings going up. But basically, it is a 100 lap race, and you will have to change your tire. We kind of did somewhat of a practice, maybe a week ago before we knew why this bug was happening. So that is that. And keep in mind, we do have new overlays because of, just how the other ones were. I decided that I was going to make new ones. So we do have custom overlays now, which I find pretty exciting. And we will, get this changed to a lot of a better screen before we go ahead and continue. But I do want to say a good, thank you to everybody who's watching, and, the show will go on, which is kind of what I'm aiming at for today. Sorry if it is blurry. I'm getting hit with storms right now, so it is affecting my Wi-Fi just a bit, but I do have pretty good connection. I'm trying to figure out what else is taking it up that I don't need, but I have almost, only the necessary things up right now, so sorry if it goes blurry from time to time. I can't control that. That is out of my control, but we are getting everything opened up here. iRacing is loading up, and we will get those, screens up soon. Keep in mind, I still have a lot of work to do with these overlays. It is good for using, but I do want to add a bit more, so it will get added, more. But for now, I think they are, really good to race with. Keep in mind, iRacing is almost open. We maybe have 30 more seconds or so until it is good and until it is up, which I find pretty exciting here. We are at IndyCar, Indianapolis, and actually, let me just go ahead. Let me just do this, and there we go. We have 5 minutes of qualifying set for these drivers today. We will see who is on the track right now, as this is going to be pretty good. Currently out right now, 8K, just sitting in the pits. Sorry, let me bring this over here. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. You already have Comrade, who is also loaded in, and those two guys right there. And we do have one guy coming out. That will be, believe, Water. Yes, Water's gonna lead us off the pit road here. Sorry if my mic was a bit buggy there. So Water will lead us off the pit road, and just behind him will be another car. I believe I want to say that's Mulletman, but we will keep our eyes on it. So a lot of different drivers coming out. Only 5 minutes of qualifying here, so it's definitely going to be very interesting seeing how these guys will react to it, of course. As we have Water leading off. I believe that might be... That is the 27, yes. So that is Cam, who's now driving that 27 machine. We didn't have anybody in it before, but Cam switched over from the 48 to now Andretti Autosport in that 27. In real life, Alexander Rossi drives it, but in here, that will be Cam who now drives it. As we do have these two guys going out on their first laps. Keep in mind, this standings will go automatically to whoever does get it, so it's not like you have to wait for the lap to go. Of course, in qualifying, it will be a lap, and in the race, it will change whoever passes who, and you won't have to wait till the lap changes. So that'll be fun to watch at Daytona, as positions changing about every second or so. But keep in mind, there goes a 26 down to the inside. He'll try to make a move only on qualifying as well. Cam will get it over 2/10 on water. Of course, Cam in the draft, and a lot of these drivers might not get in the draft, so that could be the big difference of a good lap. Water trying to go right back around the inside. Only a minute and 45 seconds remain. Here comes the 51 of Just Gone. 51 of Just Gone will take the lead. Led most of Long Beach, but not able to get that win off of a bad pit strategy. Do we see Just Gone go fastest? Cam still holding on to the lead. Cool Car Guy in second. This could be Water and 8K. We will see this 51 start his lap this time by, as we only have about a minute 20 seconds left of this qualifying here. As we'll see this 77, the Long Beach winner, he will cross the line. Where will Camry go? And he will go third. So Camry into third, Cam. Then Cool Car Guy, Camry, Comrade, 1, Water, and 8K. 8K currently being in last. It's, could be a disappointment for that team. Could not, and 8K into the pits. That seems like that might be his only lap that he will get in here, as the clock just goes to 5, and the 26 and the 27 off. Both of those guys having issues. Let's take a look at that as they were side by side. 26. He wants to get into the pits, but he gets into the grass. And then the 27 wanting to go in as well. He'll cut through the grass. And so that's just what we saw. The 26 and the 27 battling all out qualifying. And Mullet Man will take first by 5/10. I believe Mullet Man had a really good draft then. The 27 stopped just around that first and second corner. Really dangerous spot as we see Citrafari go ahead and go on by. Let's take a look at Mullet Man in the number 28. He is into the pits just behind him. That 51 as we come to the close of qualifying. That will be it. Tub and Zombie not getting their laps out. Tub was pretty dominant there, and Zombie, I believe, just starting his lap. So disappointment for those two. And actually, there was one more car that didn't get their lap, and that would be Chris. So definitely very sad to see that they didn't get any. But I mean, these cars are getting close, and keep in mind it is 100 laps of racing whenever they come around. I think Zombie will be able to get his lap in because he did start it, and he will go last, almost a second off of Mullet Man. So that's interesting. We're seeing people like Comrade, 8K, Connor, people that showed up to the last race. They're going about midfield. Tub, he will qualify 15th, and so that will be that. Mullet Man gets his first ever pole in the iRacing Sim Series, and it will come at the Indianapolis 500. As we have all these cars lined up, we will have 5 minutes until they take the green. About an hour and 5 minutes worth of racing here today. 15 drivers, so just the perfect amount for our top 15 board. And if we want to kind of change things up, we do have the ticker that can go on the bottom that will display in that long white box where they go, to the leader, or what their gap is to the leader. So definitely going to be pretty interesting. Of course, in 16th will be Sterling Boston, which is my iRacing account. I'm not racing today, so that is about that. But let's get it on the top 15 for now to start off this race. And there's a lot that can go on. Keep this in mind. Long Beach wasn't that exciting. You had mostly single file because everybody's playing level was equal. But now we have 4 drivers that really have 100, and the rest only 98. And the funny thing is the highest guy that I think I saw that has 100 is currently in 7th, and then 8th. And then you also have 12th and 13th. Those are the guys that have 100 rating, and the others only have 98. So there's still a big, difference going into this race. And actually, sorry, let me move this out of your way so then I can take a look at some things. But that is about it. So there's a lot of different things going on, but that is about that. As we have about, maybe 3.5 minutes left, let's go ahead. Let's just take some sights of the track now. I'm sorry, my voice does sound really bad. I have been losing it over the days, just because, once again, I do have the flu. And I mean, having the flu does suck, but it's not, you know, it can't, it's not going to affect us, you know, hosting these races. So let's also talk tire strategy real quick. You know, what I have is a lot different than what it's actually going to show. So we're going to have to go through that, you know, when they're actually out onto the track and all that. But keep in mind, let me just go through the grid real quick. It is going to be Mullet Man, Cam, Florida, Citrafari. That is your top 4. In 5th will be Cool Car Guy. Then it's going to be Camry, Just Con in 7th, Comrade in 8th. Then it's going to be Chris, Juan, Water, 8K in 12th, Connor in 13th, and then it's going to be Zombie, and rounding out the field will be Tub, who actually, I don't believe Tub got a qualifying lap in, so definitely going to be hard for that team to make their way back up to the front. And I mean, Tub was really, really strong at Long Beach. The question is how can he perform today? And I think here's something that we talked a lot about, you know, during, you know, practice. And I think another thing I want to, you know, point on here is look at the wings of the car. From Long Beach to here, they look a lot different. And I'm going to see if I can pull up something from Long Beach to just show you how different they really are. Really. I mean, they are a lot different, for sure. So, I mean, that is about that. Let me see if I can find something that does show you just how different. Take a look at this. This is from the race with JustCon. Take a look at the back wing. It has that back integrity, like it's actually giving you a lot of downforce. Now let's take a look back over here where they're racing today at Indianapolis. This back wing doesn't look a lot like the ones past it. They're a lot more towards, you know, the road setup. I mean, sorry, the oval setup, which basically will, you know, we're going to see this a lot at other tracks too. Maybe not Ohio, or sorry. Where are we going? I think it's Ohio. I don't know. My brain is fogged up. Let me check. Iowa. So whenever we go to Iowa, my guess is we're going to see that road. Why? Because they're going to need a lot of that downforce. It's a short track. You want to hit those corners almost perfectly. But definitely a place that I think we're going to see these wings once more. Could be Worldwide Technology Speedway. And, you know, the other Indianapolis race, keep in mind this is going to be the longest one. The other one is only 50 laps. But that one will have a lot different of racing here. So as these cars get ready to roll off the grid, and Mullet Man will lead us to the green flag next time by. Let's talk tire strategy whenever these guys kind of start rolling. And then we will get on with the racing. And we will point out who we think could have a good chance at this race. Keep in mind, a lot of these people, you know, could have a chance as the engines are all fired up. Pace car should be rolling off here any second now. And keep in mind, that 0, that is the amount of laps that the leader has done. So if Mullet Man gets to 100, that will be white flag. That's just the only thing I need to work on right now is how many laps they've done as like a lap counter. That's about it. You can see the times changing in live time. So it'll be Mullet Man on pole, Cam, then Florida Boy, Citrafari, Cool Car Guy, Camry, JustCon, Comrade, Chris, Juan, Water, 8K, Connor, Zombie, and then rounding out the field will be Tub. And these are all our drivers right here on our top 15. Now let's talk tire strategy. It looks like the first, you know, I think every single person in this field, I need to confirm on a few cars. So yeah, every single car in this field has gone with those alternate tires, which will really fade away here at a track like Indianapolis, with the, you know, track being a lot like sandpaper. Really, it wants to grate down your tires, and especially with these cars going so fast, that's what's really going to be the major effect. Now keep in mind, no competition cautions. It is either if there's a crash or not. So we could see a green flag run throughout this entire thing. Green flag pit stops. That's the question that I think we need to ask ourselves as commentators, fans, and drivers, crew. You know, a lot of this goes down to strategy. So here we go. as we get ready to go green here. The NTT IndyCar pace car will make that left hard turn, and it's green flag away for the Indianapolis. Sorry, and now it's green flag away for the Indianapolis 250, 100 miles here at the Indianapolis, as Mullet Man will take the green flag. Cam in Florida, battling it out behind. It's going to be Florida Boy that takes that position. Florida moves up into second. Now a lot of battles going on. That 27 falling back a lot. Citrify taking a look to the outside. Cam's going to block that off as they are now 3 wide going down the backstretch. It's going to be the 51. JustCon. The 27 and the 60. They're going to go 3 wide into turn number 3. That's a bold move. That 3. Cool car guy. There's going to be a little bit of contact between the 27. And the 27 is going to take that middle lane, and the middle lane prevails. It's going to be Mullet Man, Florida. And then it'll be that 27. Keep in mind, a lot of this happening very early on in this race. Now you're going to see drivers move up and down. Now it's going to be that. Who is that? That's Mullet Man. He just lost the lead to the 14. Florida Boy now leads this pack. And Juan is stopped on the track. He will be the first caution in this race. A very early caution in this race, I must say. Let's get that instant replay out for Juan. So let's watch Juan throughout this lap. He will be the first caution here. What happened to Juan? And it looked like he was stopped in the grass runway. I want to say turn number 4. Sorry, just came off of a flight on VATSIM. So it looks like it's either in turns 3 or 4. We were so focused about this 3 wide battle. I think they went 3 wide right here. But what happened? It was, into the wall hard for that number 8. And that definitely ruined his front suspension. And that will be it for Juan. So Juan going into the wall hard because of Zombie in that number 2. He shot the gap. He moved up and just hit him. And that's a big loss for Juan, as he will go a lap down now. But take a look at this in slow motion. You see the 2. He comes in from the back. He just doesn't turn as well as he thinks. He hits Juan, and Juan goes right into the wall. Let's watch that from the eyes of Tub, just behind all of that, as we can. Let's go on board Tub's visor cam. So Tub just behind Juan. I mean, Tub backs off for this corner. He'll let them do their thing. Here comes Zombie. It's a hard hit into the wall for Juan early on in this race. Let's take a look on Juan's visor cam. On his gyro, on what that impact was really like. Gets back into the gas, and yeah, not much that you can really expect there. We can't see the mirrors, but that was definitely, hard hit for Juan. Let's go on board the number 2 now of Zombie, as we have onboards for every single one of these cars. Maybe from this point, it kind of seems like you thought that Zombie was going to, go, maybe you thought that Juan was going to turn in a lot more in pit stops. A lot of these cars going in, only a few cars stayed out onto the track, and too many cars. It was JustCon, Cool Car Guy, Citrifari, 8K, Chris, Water Comrade, Zombie, Connor, Camry, and Tub. All of that came into the pits, and the people that stayed out, Florida, Mullet Man, and Cam. So your top 3 stayed out, and everybody else came in, and that will make us go green flag this time. Now, since this is the NTT IndyCar series, we will go single file whenever we do restart, which is a lot different than NASCAR. NASCAR will go side by side, but you will see these NTT Indy cars kind of head up to the high side, because they do restart on the high side, unlike down on the bottom. I think we will see a few drivers maybe try to get down low, get the draft off of other cars, but man, early caution ends Juan's kind of race hopes for winning this. Early race caution came out on lap number 1. And I'm glad I checked my my map, because otherwise I would not have known that Juan was in the grass. But pace car will go in this time. Florida Boy will lead off the field. I'm trying to find my mouse. And it's green flag in a way for Florida Boy. He will lead the field off down into turn number 1. And a great jump from Florida Boy there, as he will be able to lead off the entire field down into turn number 1. Single file everywhere now, as the draft is going to become so important. That is the 28 of Mullet Man taking back the lead. Your pole sitter Mullet Man taking back the lead away from the 14. And now that 27 is now taking a look down to the inside. That's Cam and his new Andretti ride. And the 14 on the high side, the 27, he's going to keep on third. But look at Just Gone round the outside. What an incredible move by that 51. And then here comes the 5 of 8K, making the same move. We're seeing these guys that have 100% charging towards the front. You see Just Gone, he's right in the middle. There goes the 5, 8K. He's going to take a look there. Now will 8K make the move done? The 14 will take back the lead once more from Mullet Man. Here comes the 51, just trying to get down to the inside of Mullet Man. But it's not going to work. Here comes the 5. Down the outside for the 5 there. Sorry, my mic got unplugged real quick. But the 5 of 8K pushing towards the front. The 28 of Mullet Man. Could we see him dive down to the inside? Yes, we do. That's going to charge the 14 up to the front. And 8K is going to go up high with the 14. Here comes the 51 down to the inside. They are 2 by 2. The 28 will take the lead now to the line. It's going to be the 28 with an amazing push by the 51. They are 2 by 2. That 5 will drop back pretty hard all the way back to 5th, now 6th. Let's take a look at that 51. He's going to get there, and he's going to try to be making moves on that inside. He's trying to make that inside work as Juan still in the pits. That 51 making the inside work there. Here comes that 27 now of Cam. He's trying to make that work. Florida Boy, your leader still, but look at Just Con in that 51. He's trying to make that inside work, but I don't know if it's time yet. And that 28 is going to pull a very aggressive defensive move, and he's going to get back to the lead. So it's definitely an all-out battle between first and second right now. As now the 28 of Mullet Man, he's going to be your leader. The 14 having the draft. He's not going to have to break that air, but the 51, he will just go in line there. As that's going to be a very, good battle to watch. The 51, the 3, and the 14. Let's take a look back at that 28 and the 14. 14's just staying behind him. He's going to wait to make his move. No, he's not. He's going to go up to the high side. Juan's back out on the track now, but he's very slow. No drafting partners. Look at the 14. And the 3. How did the 3 get up there? That's cool car guy. He's going to get up there. Let's keep in mind only 9 laps down in this 100-lap race. A lot can still go on, but this front battle is incredible. Take a look back at the 3. He's now on the inside. He's kind of left out there as the 28, I believe. 29, sorry, of Chris. He's going to jump out there. First time I'm seeing Chris up here into the main pack. We're going to see a lot of these guys come up and down, but someone that I want to kind of pay a little bit of attention on, Tub. He is up there, and he is getting ready to battle. Now let's take a look back at that 28 of Mullet Man up towards the front. He's still battling for that lead with Florida, and if it continues to stray the entire race, this can be an incredible finish. We are 1/10 through the way. A 10 through the race, and you kind of see that big gap, that 5 of 8K kind of leading off that secondary pack, and this is the pack for the lead. Mullet Man on the outside, Florida Boy on the inside, Just Gone trying to make it the outside work, Chris on the inside, and it's going to be Cam on the inside as well. These are a lot of good drivers that I think, the chance, and I think we saw the 3 get a little bit of airborne. The 3, I think, got into the back of the 51. I think I saw that front end of the 3 get lifted up there. Let's check instant replay for this. I think it was coming out of this corner. Yes, I think I saw a bit of contact. They were 3 wide. Yes, contact between the 2. Did that damage the 3's arrow at all? Oh, thought I saw a bit of contact, but I guess not, because if it was, somebody was going to go right into the inside wall there, as nobody kind of out of this race except for Juan. So a lot of people still in contention to win this race right now, right here. As a lot of these guys still battling for the lead, still trying to battle for the win. As we see that 3 trying to make that inside work, and it will. First new leader of today. Well, actually, no, it's not the first new leader, but the first new leader out of Florida. And Mullet Man today will be Cool Car Guy. He will take the lead here early at Indianapolis, lap number 13. He will lead, and he's right back to the high side trying to make that work, as rubber isn't laid down for that yet. Just yet, I don't think. And Juan still a far ways back from the leaders. As now we will go ahead, get back on with this racing. The 3 just making his way through. He's going to go back to the lead. Mullet Man just behind. And I think we're just going to see a bit more spread out racing in a bit with, different tire strategies and all that. You're going to see the guys with the newer tires start heading towards the front later on in this run. And the guys with the older tires going to come in a bit earlier. Now the 14, he's right back at the battle for the lead. And he's going to get it away. Here comes Chris in third. He's going to try to make his move, but it's going to be very difficult too with this draft and how it's set up. And here goes the 60, Citrafari around the outside. I think we're seeing this turn into, if you're in the top 3, you're kind of more spread out. And then further in the back, this is where the pack actually is. This is where you're going to see a lot of passing. The 60 and the 29 moved up the track, I saw. And we're going to take a look at the 27 of Cam. He's kind of right in the midst of all that battling. He's stuck on the inside. As up front, it is a 3-way battle for the lead, with the 14 leading it all, the 3 on the inside. The 14 is going to get way high. He's going to go right up there. But this is a lot of good battling up here towards the front. And let's take a look at this. Yes. So I think the reason why you're seeing that 3 start to pull away, he pitted underneath that caution. So a lot of that better tire, those are going to be in their prime right now, I want to say. Maybe starting to trail off just a bit. But it's not going to be like it's massive tire wear. It's not going to be a huge difference. But we are going to see some of this tire wear come into play later on in these runs, and how your strategy is going to affect that, as Florida Boy back down to the inside for the lead. Everybody doing well so far. It's definitely a very close, very, tight race, I want to say. And a lot of these guys try to make a move, and there goes the 51. The 51, he's back up into the top 3. And I think they're just now kind of realizing that this is going to get spread out here pretty soon. They need to fight their way up there. And Mullet Man, he got a bit loose, I want to say. So JustCon's going to go around the outside. He will take third away. And now back in that slipstream. You see how just bumpy this track is. And talking about JustCon will go down to the inside of the 3. And he's going to try to make the move on the 14. He will. JustCon, your new leader. JustCon on those new tires as well. Very good. Interesting seeing how JustCon was able to charge his way up there. And he was able to pass so many cars in just that one little time. Definitely going to be very, very interesting and strange to see that happen throughout the race here. Now, as you see Florida trying to make his way back up there to the lead on the outside. Here comes Cool Car Guy back up in there. And JustCon, he was just leading, and now he'll get taken away from him. And look at the 3, Cool Car Guy. He's going to get second away on that lap, but JustCon's not going to let him do that. Now, as this battle for the race lead is very interesting. Just back, you also have more. So let's go to the blimp camera. I believe you can see most of this battling going on. And you can also see how the draft can affect these guys now. As there's one all the way back there. And here they go. The 3, Cool Car Guy. He's going to take the inside there. 3 wide for the race lead. Cool Car Guy is going to get the move taken off. A little bit of contact between the 2. Now we're keeping in this cam so then we can also see the battles in the back. Connor and 8K, they're battling it out pretty hard down the front stretch. Can't really see much. So back to the TV cams. Four-way battle for the lead now. You see Mullet Man, he's also worked his way back up there. Florida Boy now leading the race. And that 3, he will be in second. Now keep in mind, this race could go on all day. The question is what's the pit strategy in water slow? Water slow on the track, and that will bring out another caution. That'll bring out the second caution of the day, lap number 19, and that one will be for Water. What happened to Water? Hydrates here, and he already has that damage. Crossing the line. He already had that damage, so what happened to Water? We need to know. Where did it happen? I think it happened right here. Happened again with Zombie, and that's a hard hit. Hard hit for that number 26 Gainbridge car into the outside wall, and that was contact with Zombie. I think Zombie car just has too much understeer. That is a hard hit for that number 26. Nowhere for him to go except for the outside wall. So they are back under pacing. But that is the second time, and just that's a hard lick for that number 26. And then let's go on board number 26 Cambridge. And the battling was good in the back. Yeah, just nothing that he could have done to avoid Zombie. Interesting how he just crossed the line like that. I mean, let's see the speed difference whenever they, cross the line. That's normal speed. Here comes the big pack. Where's Water? So Water is actually, he was right there. That's Water that passed at the very end. So he was still going very, very fast at the end of that, but that'll sadly be the end of his race. Now let's go ahead. Let's take the look at the pit lane cam. A lot of these guys in actually right now. A lot of these guys in. And I'm trying to tell you who is in right now, but there's quite a bit who is in. That's Florida, JustCon, Cool Car Guy, Mullet Man, Cam, and Juan all into the pits. And that'll be a new race leader for you. That'll be Comrade, who will lead the field off to the green flag this time by. And that'll be the Arrow McLaren of Connor, just in second. So, I mean, that's going to be interesting. You have the Arrow McLaren in second, and the Arrow McLaren all the way back there at 8th. And they kind of split up the field for, second and last on who came in and who did not. Expecting another 54 minutes full of racing to go. 21 laps into this race, and I think this could easily get into, around 2 hours. It just depends how aggressive these drivers are early on in the race. As we see a lot of these guys on the alternates still, which is very interesting for me. And we have 8 guys that are on the same tires, and the rest, which is about 6 of them, pitted. Let's welcome in JustCon Comrade on the high side. He will get to the restart zone. It's going to be green flag for Comrade.
Green.
First lap that Comrade will lead this race, as a lot of other drivers have led a lot of laps here today. And I think Comrade, that will be his first now. Single file up here towards the front. Here comes Connor down to the inside of Comrade. Connor and his Arrow McLaren on the inside. A lot of that rubber's been laid down there. He will take the lead on his old tires. Now keep in mind, if you stayed out, you most likely pitted on lap number 3. And we had a lot of people pit on lap number 3 and also came in on this caution. So they're going to have the ultimate advantage over a lot of these guys. The 77 holding up some of these cars. I think now we're seeing this tire advantage. This is where it's going to start coming into play a bit further back. We're seeing it right over here, just in the back. The 51, they're catching quite fast. There's Citrafari, and Connor will lead that lap. Here's the 9, and he's going to get past the slow number 29 of Chris. Chris slow on the bottom. That was a close call for that number 9. Here's the 12. He's going to get right behind that number 60. He's going to try something. That is Tubb. He's going to try something into turn number 3. Will it work? Indianapolis down there, just on the bottom. It's not going to clear him, but it will, get the job done. Now keep in mind, this is where a lot of the people that got fresher tires, they are right here, and they're going to be battling. One of the people that I want to talk about, Florida Boy. Just right there. And Justcon's actually going to make the move down the inside. Keep in mind, we've seen Justcon up there battling for the lead all day. And I think now it's just a matter of when do those tires really start to fade. As we see the 29 up there. He's in a good battle for the lead with Connor and Comrade. Those guys battling super hard for the race lead. And they have a reasonable gap back. Look at that gap. And you have Tubb slow on the high side. But that is a bit of a gap to some of those other guys. And let's take a look at Justcon, who's trying to make a move down to the inside of a lot of these, guys that don't have the fresh tires. There's Zombie. He has wrecked out 2 drivers today, and those are Water and Juan, so he's the only guy that has caused cautions today. Now let's look at the pace difference between him and the leaders. It is about 4/10 slower for Justcon. But keep in mind, he's been going through traffic. He's actually gaining on the leaders right now. Which we'll see. I mean, he's been having to fight through traffic almost all day. So it's going to be interesting seeing if that 51 can get back up there. And if he can hold that lead for a long time. Now let's take a look at the gap between him and the leaders. That's the leaders just at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see Connor go for a move. Justcon's just now in the picture. And you see Tubb falling back. And that'll be Camry down on the inside. Your last race winner. That number 77. Here comes the 29 and the 51 just following behind. A lot of these guys just trying to follow each other. That draft is so important here. The 29 going down to the inside. And in the turn number 3, Tubb's going to get the move down on around the outside. And that will be that. Now let's take a look at the pace here as they head down the front stretch. So that is all of the cars that are, up there trying to fight for the lead. Then here goes Juan. So definitely, a bit back for Juan. And you're going to see Justcon just a bit back in a big battle. Now with Tubb, the 77. Do we see Justcon try to force it 3 wide? But we're going to see Cool Car Guy try to force it 3 wide. 77's blocking him off. Cool Car Guy's not going to have that for that long. Cool Car Guy down to the inside here. Now do we see Connor? He's not going to force it 3 wide. He's going to try go around the outside, but it's not going to work in this last corner. Here goes the 51. Just slides ahead of the 5. And that was actually 8K that was in that battle. Connor is still up front trying to take that, battle for the lead. There's Juan. But here's Connor. And there's Tubb just trying to, fight it up. He's in second right now. Big battles here early on in the race. And here goes Tubb for his first lap led in this race. Will he be able to do it? And that's a big question. Keep in mind, if you pitted on lap 3, your tires are currently on a 24-lap stint, so you got to come in sometime soon. And if you just pitted underneath the caution, you have a 7 laps on your tires. And actually, the car that I see furthest in that Cool Car Guy, he's the fastest car on that 8-lap stint now. Sorry, and that 27 slow. Cam on the high side, he's losing a lot of positions. That's what I've been looking at, is who's slow on the track, and that's 27 definitely fooled me for a little bit. Now look at Connor in the slipstream. I don't think he's going to pull out to the last second, because that's really when that draft, yes, there he goes. So Jafari on the inside as well. 4-car battle for the race lead now currently. And these are 4 cars. I think any car can really win this race. You just have to get up to the front. Now, when are we going to see these guys pit? Fuel, I know, will not last this long. So when, will we see these cars pit? And I think really what the main issue is it's fuel, but also your tires. You have to manage your tires really well as well. So fuel and tires, it's definitely what's going to be, kind of the deciding factor today. We're going to see Citrafari kind of pull out the pack. We're going to see him try to make a move in that number 60. Here there goes the 9 of Comrade as well. Comrade down to the inside. We see Tub just behind. And Tub is having flashbacks from whatever happened to Juan. Early on in this race. Water still not out of, he's still getting his toe. He's still in the pits. He's still doing whatever, but he's not out on the track and almost 3 wide for the race lead. Tub is not going to make that move in. The 60 on the bottom. He was really slow. Almost got hit from behind. Really slow for the 60. I think he's still trying to get up to speed. Let's see what happened to the number 60. Sorry. What happened to the number 60? Look in turn number 1. Oh, almost got hit by Zombie. If he got hit by Zombie, that would have been bad for Zombie's reputation. That's already kind of been ruined today in the NTT IndyCar series. As we now have Connor versus Comrade, and then look at Camry trying to join that battle for the lead. Keep in mind, I don't know if tires are playing a big effect right now. We've had so many cautions. I think 2 currently is the caution rate. So I think that could play in a lot. Now, it's only been about 4 to 5 laps underneath the caution flag, but still, since it's a relatively new caution, I don't think you're going to see a lot of this tire wear come into effect so far. Maybe if you're at a road course, but I don't think too much here, unless if your tires start to, go off so much that you have to start lifting in the corners. That's whenever it's going to become a big issue for these drivers. Now, you're going to see Comrade lead this lap, and it's going to be, Comrade, Connor, Tub, Camry, Chris, Zombie, 8K, Cool Car Guy, Florida, Sister Fari, Cam, Justcon, Mulletman, Juan, and Water. That is the entire grid here. As Juan will just now be coming across the front stretch. So if we make this all the way green, we will lap 1. We will have lap traffic. But I highly doubt that we will make it all green here today. As you see that 29 trying to make a move, and it's not going to work. I think this is when we're really starting to see it start getting down to single file lines. And as I say that, there goes Connor. Now I do want to remind you, I do have the flu while commentating this, so if you hear me mute for a second, that's because I'm coughing and I only want to give the best to you guys, so I will not do that, while I'm commentating, of course, but it's harder to commentate here, but definitely, still going to put out the best show for you guys. And Juan just now crossing the line, so about the entire pack is half a lap ahead. So definitely lap traffic I think we will see today. You have Comrade leading this race, and it's going to be Connor, Tub, Chris, and then give me that 2 of Zombie. Zombie up in the 5th. That's the highest we've seen him today. And Justcon, I think, making it 3 wide further in the back. It was just 3 wide. He's going to put it side by side now. Now you have Chris and all of these guys. They're doing pretty well. Now, this is definitely going to be a big chance for a lot of these guys. They're going to be there. They're going to be trying to fight, and they're going to be trying to win this race, of course. Now, there's a big difference between wanting to win and winning, and there's a lot of people into the pits now. And the leaders are into the pits. Connor and Comrade both into the pits, both on those older tires. Now, was that a tire or was that a fuel stop for them? That's the question, and we will be able to see that. Keep in mind, these drivers have to change their compound at least once in this race. So that's very interesting. Tub will lead his first laps in this race now. Now Tub leading laps. That's going to be big for him and their team. You have 8K just behind, just following them. And with how long Connor and Comrade have been in the pits, my guess is this is also a fuel stop. Now Tub into the pits this time. 8K. Camry, about everybody else into the pits this time. Now that is a lot of people into the pits, as you can see. Big conga line. Connor getting out way before Comrade here. And here comes the 14 of Florida Boy. He's actually out onto the track. Comrade just in front of him. Just merged on, and that'll be Comrade. A lap down, Florida Boy, your leader. Oh, and look at that 51 just behind him. Keep in mind the 51 pitted 4 tires and fuel underneath the caution. Florida still has to pit. I think we could see this 51 here of JustCon take the lead away. It's all depending on when Florida has to pit, which actually, maybe Florida came in underneath the caution. So it's going to be Florida, JustCon, Cam, cool car guy. Now they're getting past Comrade, and keep in mind, Comrade on the older tires, just getting fuel, so he's going to be a lot heavier than all the other cars here. Different pitch strategies. I think if you are Comrade, you don't want to caution right now, because that's going to let everybody catch back up to you. You want to get past the leaders once more, which I think not pitting underneath the caution was a bad move here, as we see 8K back on into the track. That'll be him a lap down. So JustCon just behind Cam. And you'll see Connor just ahead of Florida Boy. And Florida Boy, I believe, just behind. Or no, he will. Yeah, no, that's the 9 of Comrade. He's trying to get his position back. And you'll see Tubb just ahead of him. They're about to lap Tubb and Comrade. You can just see those fresh tires and what they can do. That's allowed Cam to catch up. Cam and Florida Boy, that's the battle for the lead. As let's go on to the helicopter cam that has been trained to follow these leaders in these good battles for the lead. Now look at that draft. That draft is going to be absolutely massive for the 27 here. It's going to be crucial that he gets a good draft in order to catch up to the 14 of Florida Boy. Now these cars on a almost 20 lap stint now. When will they have to come in, and then will Connor be able to lead them off? That's the question. When do you pit, and how much time will they gain before you pit? That's the big question we have today. Cam, 6/10 back. Florida will lead you off as we are 40% through this race. About 40 minutes left in this race expected. Now keep in mind, tomorrow, and, somewhat after this, IMSA, roar before the 1 hour practice will go ahead and go on. Florida's running up high. Florida ran up high. That's going to be interesting. Here's Tubb. Look at Tubb right onto the back of the 7. Here comes Florida Boy, your leader. He's going to try the inside. He's going to have to go around the outside now. Will he try to split the gap? No, he won't. Here comes Cam now. Cam trying to get that lead away. Cam will be your new leader. So Cam now leads this race, and now JustCon follows behind him. He will try to get that spot away. Look at the 9. So close. And now JustCon will now lap the 9. Here's Cam, your race leader. Florida Boy in second. Florida trying to get around the outside. It'll work. He will get freight trained by JustCon as well. JustCon in that second spot. There's a lot of battling going on in this stage of the race. But keep in mind, a lot of these cars are lapped down, or they are about to get lapped down. Here's Florida Boy just trying to get past Juan. That is, I want to say the 7th time that Juan is going to get lapped today. But Juan, it looks as if Juan is on those older tires like the leaders are as well. It's a very similar pace for those guys. Citrifari way back. I think he just got caught out in those pit stops. Now look at Florida. Look at Juan. He's got to split the middle. Will that work? He'll move up on Tubb, but it'll get the job done. Now Florida's going to be able to lap Tubb, but Tubb's going to come around the outside, and so is Comrade. It's going to be a struggle for these leaders to try to lap these cars whenever they have the fresher tires. But they are a lot heavier, so that's not going to let them be, better in the corners, as they're going to be heavier. It's more for the car to push down the straightaways, and it's a lot more, heavier, which will really affect how your car can kind of turn. Now there's Comrade and Connor. They're fighting, as that's for the race lead if the leaders have similar stops to them. Now, of course, here comes the 14. He's going to try to go around them, in the middle. He can't. Now Juan's slow. It's only because he went around the outside. Now You have Tubb. He's going to try around the outside, and Florida boy just got past Connor. That's a big step for that 14 and gaining that gap. Cool car guy. It's quite a bit behind. Let's go to the blimp cam. That yellow car that you see in a couple cars back, that's second place. JustCon's going to go down to the inside. Look at this. They are side by side for that position. There's Tubb, Connor, Comrade. Now a big fight for second place, as that's going to get to JustCon now. JustCon gets second place. Now look at the 7 and the 9. They are fighting for that lap because they know once he pits, that is time gain on the track if they don't have to unlap themselves. But you can see a lot of fighting going on. Citrafari falling back more and more. He needs a caution, but I don't know if we'll get one. I think the only way that we'll get one is if cars have to go into the pits and they're not cleared. That could be catastrophic. Now keep in mind, some of these cars' pace is out of it. Now, like I said, Florida boys' pace, it is a 10th off the average. JustCon's 2/10. Cool car guys, 6/10. Cam's 5/10. Mullet Man 6/10. And then Connor is 2/10 faster. Tubb, a couple tenths faster. 8K being, one of the fastest actually. So is a lot of these guys that came in and pitted already. And we'll see Connor be one of the fastest here, as he will try to get past to the inside there pretty early on in this race. Like I said, this is a 100-lap race, so they really have a lot, to work with here. Now here's Connor, and I'm just going to warn you guys, if the live stream does get a bit, staticky or it starts cutting in and out, just know that there are going to be storms. I mean, pretty severe storms just south of my location. So that would be the reason for that. But look at Connor. He's still trying to unlap himself. Now let's go back to the 508K. He is a lap down, but he is right in this pack. Let's take a look at Cam. Cam in that 27. Look at JustCon. JustCon, he's in second. So look at the gap between JustCon and the leader. That is a big gap, and it's definitely going to be even bigger to fill that gap now. It's Florida. He's actually going to get passed by Tubb. That'll slow him down, but he's still able to build that gap on JustCon. Just went up 3/10 in that one corner. Interesting. So if you came in and pitted underneath that first caution, that second caution, that has been basically this entire green flag run. That has been how long you've been staying out, and I think the pit window just opened for these guys. You can maybe make another 3 to 4 laps until you have to come in. Now keep in mind, if you came in a bit earlier, you have that more stretched fuel from the cautions. But really, I think if you, were involved in something, you need to come in soon, and that is Juan. He has came in, so like I said, that pit window just opened for them. And that is Juan coming in, and he's taking his stops now. And do we see Florida or JustCon do the same? Florida's trying to go around the outside. I think he's still trying to battle for that spot, trying to not come into the pits this time. But if he does, he would have to cut down across the track heavily, and he's not doing it. Juan in the pits now. He's already done with his stop. He's going to have to come out of it. But you can see Juan getting lapped now, and Comrade cut it really close on exit of 1. And I mean, he cut it close on the exit of 1 there. That had to be, very, very scary for that. And that's the leader. The 14 of Florida Boy into the pits, and that'll make JustCon. And the 51-year leader, Cam, also comes in. So JustCon will now lead off this pack. The decent gap. Cool car guy now in second. Now keep in mind, a lot of these guys on older tires now. It's going to be definitely harder for them to get past through this pack. And I think now we're going to be seeing they did the better strategy of staying out, because Florida Boy in the 27 just now in their pits. This is going to be interesting. The race off of the pit lane. You see those two guys in their stops. It's going to take them a bit longer if they're taking fuel. Look at them. Florida Boy already back out. The 27 of Cam, they're already back out. Look at that. They're out and they're the leaders. And guess what? They're just now coming around. But that's going to be interesting between the 9 and the 27 of Comrade. So 9 of Comrade and the 27 of Cam. Cam's going to get passed by all of them. But now take a look at the gap between him and Florida Boy. Now the rest of the leaders are in. I think this one is definitely not going to be as close, and I think the leaders are going to get past them. But Florida Boy leads you now, and let's see where they go. If that was a good strategy call by them. Just Con's already out. He's moving. Here comes Cool Car Guy. Will Just Con now lead this race? Just Con in the 51. There goes Florida Boy. He's going to go around the outside. So, no, he will not lead this race. Now, Florida Boy still getting heat in his tires. That's for sure. Here's Comrade down the backstretch in that draft. Keep in mind, the 14, he has to break through all of that air. Well, for say if you're in the 12 or the 5 or the 7, you can just follow right behind. Look at the 9, just behind the 14. He's gained massively on that one lap. 54 laps done, and we are over halfway throughout this race. So there goes Comrade for the race lead. Comrade's going to take it, but now will Florida Boy be able to fight back for it? That's the big question. Now, here's another battle I want to take a look at. Citrafari and Juan. He's going to get past Juan with ease, and I think these tires are going to see a couple more laps until they actually come into play. The 9 still your leader, the 14 just behind. Look at Taub, he's trying to make a move. Here comes Florida Boy back for the lead. Florida will not lead that lap, it'll be Comrade. Now expected 1 to 2 more stops for these guys in this race. So 1 to 2 more stops is what can decide this race. Now keep in mind, a caution can still come out. That's still something that can happen, and I don't want to say that it can't, because it for sure can. The 9, the 12, all of these guys battling super hard later on in the race. That's when they're going to get aggressive, and that's when a caution is most likely to come out later on in the race or soon, because these guys are going to get more and more aggressive as this race goes on, as we're going to see Just Con try to make a move on Connor. So some of these guys going to make good moves, and that's going to make Connor slow. I heard it. Connor had to let off a lot. Connor had to let off a lot in order for him to, actually make that corner and make the rest of the race without, not having a car or a front tire, per se. So definitely very, very interesting for them to do that. Now there's Florida Boy. He's in the lead. And Tubbs going to get second at the line. Now, Comrade, he's not going to be too happy with that. He got beat out at the line. It estimated 30 minutes left of racing here at Indianapolis for the Indy 500 or 250, however you want to say it, because this is the premier race of IndyCar. Now, Florida's going to get back to the inside. Does Comrade try to make it 3 wide? No, he does not. He tries to keep it 2 wide, side by side, but definitely it's going to be fun to watch this race for the battle all day long. Let's go back to the blimp cam where you can see Just Con now battling for that 3rd spot. Now here they go. And that's going to be Tubb that misses out on a lot of positions. He's back into 5th, possibly 6th now, as I believe that is Cam. Yes, that's Cam that goes down to his inside. Now Water, my guess is not getting out onto the track again in this race. He started last and came back up to third in the last race, and for this race he's not going to be able to say the same, as here's Juscon behind the 14. He's not going to try to force it 3 wide. It's too early in the race. So now, there goes Comrade back for the lead. And here comes the 5 of 8K. He's going to get third. And that's going to put Juscon back into fourth, possibly fifth now. And here comes Cam. This is just how difficult this track can be to kind of get through. And this, sorry, I think that's, yes, the 7 of Connor. He's a bit slow on the outside. Now the 14, he's going to be right up there battling for the lead. Comrade, he's going to be in second. Now what do we see happen with them? That's the big question. Hopefully we see some good racing to the end. Comrade in the lead now. Florida Boy in second, but my guess is we're going to see Florida get back into the lead at the end of, stages of this race. And there he goes. Florida back to the lead. Here comes Tubb through the middle. He's going to be able to slide up, no issue. Good battling up here. 40 laps to go, now 39 at the line. Look at 8K. He's going to try to freight train on that outside. He's really trying to get that outside rolling, that momentum going on the outside. And they're all just going to break off in this corner here. Now Comrade's still on the low side. He's still trying to battle, trying to say this line is going to be better. But as this rubber gets laid down, how much better can it get? How much better will it be? As late on in this race, let's welcome in Comrade into the iRacing Sim Series IndyCar booth.
And what have I missed? How's the race been so far?
Juan and Water have crashed out, and currently you are leading, and it's been exciting up here at the front. Leads have been changing about every single lap as Florida now goes back down to the inside.
That's good. Glad to see my car. Glad to see that number 9 there, or McLaren out front, or Chevy out front.
That's a Honda.
Honda, whatever. I thought Chicken S was Chevy though. Right there on the back bumper of Florida, heading down the back stretch. Make a move to the inside. Nope, gonna stay right there. Looks like he's gonna try the outside. Florida running a defensive line. Very defensive.
Now we're going to see if that 9 will try to make a move, and just in the back I think I see 8K possibly trying to make it 3 wide, but he's going to go back into the line, and now we have that 9 of Comrade. He's going to take a look to the outside. There's Juscon. He led most of the laps at Long Beach, would have a bad strategy at the end of the race, costed him the win, and gave it to Camry, and Camry's actually running 10th right now, so this is how much the NTT IndyCar Series can shake up real fast.
If it definitely, but what do we see this 9 do to get past that, what number is Florida? I don't know.
14.
What do we do to see that 9 try and get past that 14?
I think we just saw it right there, trying to go around the outside, build the most momentum, and
Looks
Comrade.
like he's going to get there. He's got to run on the outside lane.
Comrade's going to get it to the line. Lap 65, 64 laps completed. We're now in lap 65, and that is Citrafari into the pits this time. And keep in mind, he is on the strategy of a lot of different cars. I wonder if he had damage, but he was on a different strategy than a lot of these people. I think he came in with a lot of the, earlier guys. With a lot of the leaders, people that came in a lot earlier. I think we're seeing Juscon come into the pits this time. No, but that's going to be Comrade in.
Leader's in.
So you see Comrade's into the pits this time by. And it's going to be Safari, Comrade, both in the pits. Mullet Man's going to opt out. I think Juan.
How do we think this early pit stop will fare for these other guys?
I think if I'm that crew chief for the number 9, I'm saying fill it up to the top. You have to try to stretch this fuel all the way because fuel can run maybe 20 to 30 laps. So you're not going to make it to the end here, but you're going to get it real close. And I think if we don't get another caution, if you pitted later, that would be for 8K, for Florida Boy, Cam, cool car guy, Just Con, Mullet Man. Those guys are really who's going to be up towards the front at the end. If you can stretch it for all that way, I think that's the way that you can win, but otherwise, I don't think so. Tubb and Connor both into the pits this time by now.
Yeah. With all that rubber being laid down, it's possible for those guys who pitted just then to win. Definitely, unless if a caution comes out, it's 100% possible. Anybody's game there.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you pit now, there's a chance for you still having to make another stop later on in this race. But with these guys becoming more aggressive at the end, it's definitely possible for a caution to come out. As we're going to see Comrade in front of the pack, but definitely not leading. And Connor's going to go lap down.
Definitely nowhere close to leading, but no, I'm not.
Actually, no. We see a new leader. That's going to be 8K leading this race. He's trying to lap Comrade right now, but Comrade's not going to let that happen there. 3 wide down the backstretch into turn number 3. Tubb is not going to hold it 3 wide, but he's definitely going to be warming up those tires for an outlap now. Connor has gone to lap down, and 8K is trying to lap down Comrade, but it's not going to work, and I think that is Zombie that we see go in that time by. Yes, it is. Zombie and Chris both go in that time by, and the 5 slow.
Yeah. Well, it's been 2.
The 5 is really slow.
Really slow. Might have an engine problem.
Really slow out on the track. I want to say that could have been a tire issue. That definitely could have been a tire issue.
If he can make it to pit road, there will not be a caution.
I don't know if he can. Looks like he's slowing.
Slowing a lot. He's taking the access road. I think he'll be able to make it.
Let's take a look at what happened. I think I heard his engine.
Oh, his engine.
His engine. That'll bring out the caution.
Caution has come out.
I think
changed everything.
He might have meant to come into the pits earlier, and I think he just ran out of fuel.
Yep.
I mean, let's check. He originally started to slow around here, and I mean, it was a dramatic slow whenever he did. Let's go ahead. Let's watch his RPMs here.
Just completely shut down.
I mean, you saw those RPMs go down. And that's what happens whenever your car starts to run out of fuel. It gives it a bit, but it starts to stutter here. Now, I think he meant to take the access road, but he just missed it. He was looking down at his wheel. Great save by him there. He was able to... Yeah. That is...
Very devastating for this team here.
So now that brings up the question, if you pit now, if you top off your fuel, will you be able to make it?
Well, that depends how many laps to go. Are there about 30?
About 30.
Ooh, it's going to be close. You'd have to really kind of back off and save a lot of fuel, but it's definitely possible to make it.
Definitely possible, he says. So, if you're a lap down, we will let you get your lap back. This caution, so Camry.
The 9 car managed to stay on the lead lap as the leader had just run out of fuel as he was about to lap and going into turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's very, very lucky for him, of course. Now, we're going to, get Juan to get his wave around whenever he comes around, but very, very lucky for that team as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this caution will go an extra lap just to make sure that, if you are catching up to the field, you will get that option to pit. So we'll see Juan getting his lap back. And who do we see go into the pits? I think we see everybody come in at this point.
I feel, yeah, definitely feel like we see everybody coming. But do they take tires or do they take just fuel?
Oh, Zombie and Chris, those two guys pit underneath the green flag. They will stay out.
Those are the only two who stay at it. Looks like everybody else is going to bring it to pit road.
Well, you still have Camry, Connor, and Citrafari that were a lap down, but they pit just before the caution. So do we see them not only get their lap back, but also gain a lot of positions as well?
Yeah, that's it's hard to tell there. Who knows?
They're not coming in.
No,
Citrafari's coming in.
Citrafari's the only one out of those guys to bring it in.
I think he's playing the safest strategy here. He's going to top off, maybe get some new tires, and then that'll be that. Let's take a look. Juan didn't bring it in either. Or sorry, that was... that was Juan. So Juan's not going to bring it in. But, I mean, just such interesting strategy here today.
Very, very varying strategies.
Now we're seeing all these guys on the alternates. Nobody on the primaries.
That could be interesting.
And now Juan will kind of think... might be getting around
looks like Zombie will be the leader coming to the green.
Yeah, now that's interesting itself because Zombie has crashed out Juan and Water today. Now, let's take a look at...
Oh, that's not going to go over well with those two.
Now, let's kind of... While we're underneath caution, since we're not going green this time, let's take a look at what happened to Water's race. I mean, it was very interesting to say the least. You can already see his tire there. But this is what happened to him and Zombie.
Ooh, man, he completely junked him.
And I think what we're seeing is the two had a bit of understeer. But let's take a look at what, that 26 saw. I mean, you can't really see much, really.
Just came out of nowhere and just took him out.
And now that is very similar, and that reminds me what happened to Juan in this race as well. Early on in this race, he was also stopped for suspension damage, and that was also given by the number 2 car.
Let's see. Man, he sent it in there like really hard.
So,
wow.
That is what got Juan a couple laps down, and 8K is now a couple laps down as well, as he was the car that did run out of fuel. Now, we are enforcing another rule here at the NTT IndyCar Series. When it was, later on in the race, we will now do double file restarts as well.
Ooh, that'll make for some interesting.
Keep in mind,
racing.
Whenever it's less than halfway through the race, we will do single file, but late on in the race, we will start to do double, and Zombie will be the one to lead you off.
Wow. This could get very interesting very quick here.
So this time... Sorry. I'm just going to do this.
We're not going green. Not going green.
So then, they can go side by side. So they will get side by side right now, and actually no. Big gap. Jeez, that was the last minute. So they were not ready, so we're going to extend the caution by 1 lap here. Juan's going to go ahead and go in this time, so glad we extended that. So if you got the wave around, which was Connor, you're going to be on the tail end of the longest line. 8K is also back in here. Got his fast repair. So now we're going to be going green with about 26 laps to go. Comrade, since you're kind of in here, what do you think the strategy is for these drivers, and how are they going to really be affected by this late race caution here?
Well, that depends with how slow they're pacing right now. It's definitely a good way to save fuel and kind of lay back a little bit. But during the race, I'd say just kind of save a little bit more and just try and make sure you can make it all the way to the end.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen them run 30 to 20 laps, green flag conditions. They've been running smooth and all that, but we have expected 18 more minutes of race time. Do you think that's enough on one tank of fuel?
Well, 30 laps, and they've got 26 laps to go. That could be interesting, but it's definitely going to be close to see who tries and makes it, and who's going to try and maybe bring it down pit road to make sure they make it all the way.
Yeah, and I think if we have another caution, that kind of eliminates the strategy call of it. That's more of driver pace, but we'll see if we get another with most of the cars on the inside.
A lot of people choosing that inside lane.
No choose rule here in IndyCar. They were probably brought there because they got the wave around on the pace car, but we will be going green this time. Sorry for making you guys wait for, just one more lap, but it is what it is. So now you have Chris and Zombie front row.
On that front row.
Cam and
Just
Just
get ready for the green flag here. Back underway at Indianapolis.
Keep in mind, Comrade in 9th. Will he be able to make his way back up to the front? That's the big question. Pace car is going to make that heavy left-hand turn.
And we're green.
Green.
We're back underway here at Indianapolis.
Green flags in the air. A bit of separation between most of these drivers, but that is what you expect on a restart. We have Cam on the inside of that 29 of Chris. Chris is going to go way wide. Here we go, the 51 just behind him, and here comes the 27 of Cam. Made that adjustment to the 27 before this race.
Rocketing to the lead over that 2 car.
Keep in mind, Cam just changed to the 27 just before the race started. Last minute, team change for that number 27 here. And we have that number 2 car of Zombie right there in second. JustCon battling with him. Some of these drivers get close to the wall, trying to get that wall draft in. JustCon is going to go in to that second place spot, trying to get that draft.
Seems like those newer tires are really helping out those other guys past Zombie. Just those couple lap fresher. All over the back bumper of that 2 car. Looks like he's going to look to the outside. He's going to get there. Got another battle between the 9. He's going to get past him.
Now look at this. This is a lot of cars here in this one space. This could be a disaster. We see the 7. He's way on the bottom. This is what we kind of saw with Zombie earlier on in this race and how people were getting aggressive. And, I mean, it's so really, you have 30 laps here. You got to be aggressive if you want to get to the front. But if you're in JustCon's position, you got to wait till that last lap to make the move. But if you don't have the pace, then you have to kind of stay there. You have to wait. Now here comes the 3. Cool car guy down to the inside. And there's Zombie also as well.
Just coming slow right there.
Yeah.
JustCon was way off the pace that time.
I mean, that's how fast one thing can go here. If you find that inside in 1 and 2, you basically have the position, but they can put a good fight on.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that 27.
Cam is lurking like a shark around there, and he's going to look to the outside.
And that was a bold move by the 3. I saw him kind of move down to block just before the corner entry. Here comes the 2. He's going to force it 3 wide into turn number 1.
And nope, he backs off there, coming into the turn. Doesn't want to ruin any more people's races.
But that could have ruined the entire front pack's race if he would have continued with that move. So I'm glad that he backed out of that. Look at JustCon.
Yeah.
Well, he forced it 3 wide into turn number 3. I don't think we see him do. Look in the back. That's going to get very interesting with Connor and all of them. They are running really dangerously back here. I mean, I think down the backstretch we couldn't see one pick a lane.
Mm-mm. Definitely not.
Look at JustCon. That 12, the 2, 3 wide to the line, and side by side in the corner. That'll be Tubb that leads off this race, but look at that 3 on the high side. He's going to be able to make that move, and now the 27 on the inside will also be able to make that move. And JustCon around the outside.
He's going to get there. Back out front goes the 27.
And he's going to pull a dangerous block. I think we might have just enough time to take a look back on that. Look at this block that the 27 pulled, just right across that 3's front.
And now the 3 goes back out front.
3 back out front once more, and JustCon was slow on the high side.
This is getting very interesting here. Looks like Florida's going for the lead now. He's going to get there. everything goes so quiet.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, big crash! Whoa. What happened there? Cole, I don't know, but I can't hear you if you're saying something. Hold on. I don't know if you're saying anything. I can't hear.
I'm back, sorry. But big crash. It looks like the 5 and the 9 might have collected each other. The 5 tried to clear himself.
Right there, just took out both of those cars.
And the 60.
Mm.
Oh, the 60 on 2 wheels.
And just completely killed that 9 cars race at this point. And also that is that the 12?
That was the 60.
Just completely ruined about 3 cars races right there. Himself, the 9, and the 60. Just all in once.
That's a hard hit for the 5, almost to the left-hand side, almost directly to the driver. And that's probably the biggest crash that we've seen here. Not only today, but also in the entire series. And we're watching it at slow motion. Let's watch it full speed.
It just completely came down like nobody was there.
Now let's go on board the 9 to kind of see what his POV, and then we'll take a look at the 5.
There.
Yeah, nothing for him to do there, and that'll bring out the full course caution. But I mean, keep in mind there was also some contact with the leaders before that. I don't know if you saw it or not, but that was kind of weird. Sorry, let me get to better camera.
This is. Mm.
And that's some heavy damage for this car. Now let's take a look at the 60 here of Citrafari. Let's go on his visor cam now. Let's take a look at what he saw.
It's really not what Citrafari and his crew wanted to happen to them. Just bang right there, almost flipped.
Just nothing that he could have done. Now let's go a bit further back in this lap. I know the leader, Connor. Sorry, no, it wasn't Connor. It was Cam. There's a lot. I mean, sorry, not. Yeah, no. Here we go. So I mean, they were. Sorry, it was Tubb, I think, who was slow. 3 wide coming to the line. Look at turn number 1. I think Cam made a bit of contact with Tubb here. Yes, he did.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit.
Little scrape.
Wow.
So.
Lot happening in that one lap, but that's definitely really bad for that 9 plus that 60 team.
So, one more Arrow McLaren left in this race. Now expect another 12 minutes. And also,
I gotta leave. I gotta go.
All right, and that Mayor Shank racing car will also end it and all that. So we are over halfway through this race. And if the weather does get too bad outside, we may have to go ahead and further, delay this race. But it is going to be green flag for the number 27, and by further delay, I mean in the race due to weather reasons. Something that I never want to do. But definitely very interesting. The 27 now back out. We have shortened this field a lot. Here comes Connor trying to get around the outside. Cam will stay in the lead. There's the 3 just behind them. I think it's no longer about strategy if you can make it or not. It's just about finishing this race. Florida Boy is there. Just Con's there. The top 6 can all win this thing. Now the 27, he's going to go a bit wide there. It's going to be a battle for the lead. Florida Boy and the 3. So I think if you are there right now, If you're up there, you need to get in the lead and keep it there because, you know, there's rain heading towards the track right now. So the 27 down the inside of everybody. To 27 of Cam from 4th to 1st. He will lead this race. Now that is the first kind of new leader that we've had of, you know, this green flag run. Comrade's going to get back out onto the track, luckily. His day is not done. But definitely sad to see him go a couple laps down now. We come to the line. 15 laps to go here at Indianapolis. Yeah, no, 15 to go. It's going to be big. There's Connor. He's back up into the mix up at the front. That is how quickly things can change here. Last lap pass is definitely possible. Connor on the inside of Cam. They're going to let Cool Car Guy take his lead just a little bit further up. Connor's going to have to get right back into the draft. And that is just the speed that they are going at for the battle for the lead. Cam is going to hold his. He's going to take the lead back once more. Cool Car Guy. And look at this zombie up in there. He's battling there. And there's Tub as well. Tub's going to be battling for it. Now, that was a massive crash to kind of end off some of these guys' races. It'll definitely shake up a lot of things here. But there's a lot more still to go. 14 laps. Give me one more second, guys.
Caution, yellow flag.
As Mullet Man will bring out a caution here. That number 28 of Mullet Man. That'll bring out the caution. And weather is starting to get bad kind of outside me. So they went 4 wide there. 4 wide. And that's Chris that came up, and JustCon reacted to that, and Mullet Man was just there. Nothing else for Mullet Man to do. So that late race caution, with the weather coming into the track, they have started to park the cars in. So that will be the race right there. Cool Car Guy will win it. So the race is being ended because of severe weather. So severe weather there. Sorry, the 29. That is Chris. So Chris hits JustCon, and JustCon goes into Mullet Man. But that, because of severe weather, that'll end the race. That one caution right there. We were trying to get as many laps in as possible before this came, and that is it. So your winner of this race will be Cool Car Guy. Wins it. So Cool Car Guy wins the Indianapolis 500, and I'm sorry that we could not finish this race, but that is how this will have to end for today, of course. So that is how this race will sadly end today. That number 3 car will win today, and Cam comes respectable 7th. I mean, 2nd. So, Cool Car Guy will win the race. My name is Colt, and I've enjoyed being here with you guys today, and it's been a definitely fun race to watch. But with severe weather coming in, that will be all for today. My name is Colt. I have enjoyed broadcasting this race for you guys. Then that will be it. I am out. See you later. Cool Car Guy wins at Indy.